Happening today, Manhattan Judge Juan Merchan set to rule on whether to dismiss President-elect Trump's conviction in the New York v. Trump case or allow it to proceed to the sentencing phase on November 26, 2 weeks from today. Kash Patel is a member of President-elect Trump's first administration. He's also an attorney, and he joins me now. Kash, great to have you on the program. Look, we have a big day today. I think a lot will be determined today. So what do you think? Does Merchan ultimately vacate the guilty verdict? And if not, what happens in 2 weeks?
Hey, it's great to be with you, and good morning. And look, what he should do and what he will do are two different things. Under the law and federalism in the United States Supreme Court, they've decided that the president's immunity applies in this case, and that application, even though it's from the United States Supreme Court, applies to the state court because it's an adjudication of a federal issue. Now, I was there during President Trump's trial, and I watched this judge adjudicate matters unconstitutionally on an hourly basis. So I'm not sure he has the wherewithal to do what's necessary under the law and forbid and stop the politicization and weaponization of justice. And so what he may do is issue a sentence and hold it in abeyance to at least allow the president to appeal his sentence based upon the appellate issues that have been created under the law here. Okay,
so assuming for argument's sake you are 100% correct, doesn't this thing get overturned on appeal? Because you said you were in the courtroom, I was in the courtroom. There's a lot that can be chipped away from this verdict, meaning it should not be sustained on appeal. Your thoughts?
No, you're absolutely right. Look, I was a federal public defender and a national security prosecutor, but as you know, this is in the state court process, so it would have to be appealed through the state of New York court system first, and because they're adjudicating the federal issue of presidential privilege and immunity, then it would go to the federal court. You're talking about a 3 to 5 year runway at a minimum, but hopefully this judge, and I know that's not a legal basis to continue a case, but hopefully he gets it right and follows the actual law. But here's the thing. Americans voted for President Trump, and they believed in his position that the justice system has been weaponized, and this judge should see that and allow this country to be unified under the Supreme Court's ruling.
There's an overarching issue here, and it's lawfare against Trump. And I think tied up in with that is this notion that the DOJ, whether it's lawfare against Trump or just in general, how it approaches Trump's agenda is very anti-Trump. And I thought that this tweet from Trump transition attorney Mark Paoletta was fascinating. It warns DOJ lawyers to get on board or get out. If these career employees, DOJ employees, won't implement President Trump's program in good faith, they should leave. Those employees who engage in so-called resistance against the duly elected president's lawful agenda would be subverting American democracy. So, Kash, are you confident that the incoming administration will be able to purge the anti-Trump lawfare staff, both from DOJ and from D.C. in general?
Well, look, it's pretty simple. I was at Main Justice at the National Security Division. The Constitution speaks directly to this. The commander-in-chief is vested with all of the authority for the executive branch. That's what the law says. And President Trump will adjudicate the Department of Justice and all agencies in the department lawfully. You know, you got to remember when folks like this were crying out from the Department of Justice saying their careers, where were they during Russiagate when I led the investigation to expose FISA abuse and corruption? Where were they when they allowed the weaponization of justice at the FBI and the FISA program? I mean, these are the folks that are saying Donald Trump is the one that's going to break the law. He was the victim of it, and they allowed it to occur on their watch. And now their hypocrisy is full shown here by them saying somehow President Trump isn't going to adjudicate matters based on the Constitution. He is the only one that has done that. And so I think once we apply the Constitution singularly to all, that's a win for America. And I think that's what President Trump's going to deliver.
Before we let you go, the president-elect making foreign policy top priority for his next administration, specifically ending wars in the Middle East and Ukraine. 1 week out from Election Day, what do our allies and what do our enemies think of the incoming administration?
Well, just look at what has happened since President Trump's been elected. Qatar kicks out Hamas. Oil prices are starting to come down. Zelensky's calling President Trump, along with other world leaders, saying we want an end to world wars, and we're, what, 6 or 7 days out. You know, I was President Trump's chief of staff at DOD, and we led an intelligence-based withdrawal out of many theaters of war. And we focused, as his deputy director of national intelligence, we focused intelligence collection on our adversaries to protect America and make sure the no-fail mission succeeds. And we didn't focus on on things like DEI, white rage, and climate change. And I think the world is responding to the WASP that President Trump had. He sealed the border. He brought home hostages. He ended the forever wars. And these global leaders are seeing it. And I think Iran, who is the state's largest global sponsor of terror, is also seeing it because President Trump is talking to our allies around the world and saying, hey, we're back. And you got me as a commander-in-chief. So let's make world peace. And I think that's the foreign policy he's going to deliver.
Kash Patel, we'd love to have you back on the program. Thank you for your time. Thanks for getting up with us. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.